Colby Venegas. We're going to do our little chat back and forth. So we'll start with this, okay? You started on a team, and then you moved and were one of our top individual agents. And now you're growing your own team. So through that progression, what have you learned? Why did you go through that, and what have you learned through that?
That's a great question. You know, at the first team I was at, I learned grit, and I learned determination, and I learned how to convert, and I learned how not to give up. I learned that a no is a maybe, and a maybe is a yes. In the second team I went to, I learned kind of how to unwind, unravel, be a little nicer. Not that I wouldn't be nice, of course.
Right.
And also like the importance of collaboration within a team. And on my own, now that I'm running my own team and I've graduated to that step in my career, you know, I think the lesson is humility, right? It's very humbling to be a team leader, and I am learning way more than I'm teaching. I'm learning more about communication, about being a good listener. I'm a continuing student in that. I don't know if I'll graduate there, but I'm working on it. And how to really tailor my training to each individual agent I have, because they're all so different.
Well, you're running your own company, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got to think about that and how you grow people. That's an awesome answer.
Yeah.
It really is.
Thanks. So obviously we've known each other for a long time, and really since I started like a decade ago, I feel like you've always taken, at least in me personally, we've always had a good rapport and a good relationship, and I feel like you've always had interest in like my career as an individual, and I think that's really cool because for me, in any organization, I just really strongly feel that whatever attitudes, beliefs are at the top, they trickle down, they affect everybody. So as a leader now of my own organization or team, like what's your advice? How can I make people feel like I care, that I'm invested in their growth when I'm busy, right? Because you're busy.
Well, it's part of my job. I mean, I think you have to really care about people. Mm-hmm. And I think I go back to my parents. My parents were like that, and they gave me a great foundation that, hey, if you're going to do anything, you do it full throttle and you put your whole self into it, but also you treat everybody the same. My father was a high school principal, and I talk about this all the time. From the janitor at the high school all the way up to all his administrative staff, he treated everybody the same. Wow. And I try to live by that. So I like people. It was probably the hardest job for me in this company was when I was a CFO and I had to do stuff in 08, 9, and 10 when we were cutting budgets and doing stuff. And it was very difficult because I know I was hurting people, and it was very difficult, but that was the right thing to do for the company. Yeah. So when I moved into this role, it's a lot easier for me. I just care about what people are doing. I want you to succeed. I want our agents to succeed. Yeah. I want to do everything I can to make sure people are on the right track, whether that's selling 10 houses a year or selling 100 houses or 1,500 houses with the Rob Ellerman team. I want everybody to be on that same path. And so I just put it in my mission that every day I'm going to call somebody and say, how are you doing? And it's kind of the ninja philosophy, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you about, your work. It'll come up and how we can help you, but I really want to ask you, how are you doing? What's going on? And that was especially important last year during COVID. I don't know how many calls I made just to agents just saying, how are you? How are you doing? What's going on? Yeah. And I really wanted to know, how are people, how are you making it through? Because the company and the agent, this is a weird dynamic, right? You're not an employee, you're an independent contractor. How do we merge together so that we can all do more business? Because we're in this business to make money and to help people. We do something really special, but we also have the opportunity to make money, which is a great combo.
Yeah, I love that. Lots to learn leading a team.
Yes, yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at our end game, we're going to try to provide home ownership to everybody, and doing that is just such a rewarding experience. And so, if you think of that as our starting point, everything else falls into place fairly easy.
The why.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You're a big part of our Hispanic Leadership Initiative, and we're trying to teach Latinos about the importance of home ownership, how you build wealth, and why. And it's a scary proposition for a lot of people, especially people that haven't been in this country a long time, or they're second generation Hispanics. Why is that so important to you?
Well, I mean, for me, I've been exposed to Hispanics for many years, right? They're good people, they're families, they're young married couples, they're retirees. They deserve good service when they're buying or selling just like anybody else. And unfortunately, I think before this initiative, that really just wasn't the case market-wide, right? We're providing this opportunity for people to be not only treated with dignity, respect, but also top-notch results from everything, from your agent to your lender to your title company, your inspector, the whole thing. And if that means that it's in Spanish, which is your comfort level, maybe you do speak English, but maybe you're Spanish preferred. Great, let's meet you where you are. Just like any other agent would do for any other client, this has been an underserved community, and I just think it's the right thing, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
That's great. I mean, when we did the analysis, I was shocked that Amy Ringsdorf did our analysis on who we're serving. I mean, 90% Caucasians, and in our communities in Kansas City, Springfield, Branson, all over, Hispanic populations 15, 18%. The African American population is growing. And we weren't serving hardly any of those people. And so it was really important for the company to say, hey, we're all in and doing this. We have to serve the communities we live in. We
Sure.
have to. And that means everybody that wants home ownership. And it all starts with education.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads me into my next question, because in 2019, you made a really big commitment through CEO Action for Diversity and Inclusion, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. Why did you do that? I mean, obviously, nobody made you do that, right? You didn't have to do that. Where did that come from? Because I feel like, from my view, you've really come through on that commitment.
Well, thanks. I mean, I'm a lifelong Kansas Cityan. I love, we're now in Springfield and Branson. We're in Topeka and Wichita. We've got all over Missouri and Kansas. I'm a Midwest person, and I want everybody to enjoy what I've enjoyed, and that is a great home. And what does that do for everyone? I mean, it's where you raise your family. It's where, during the last 12 months, it's where you've lived 99% of the time. We can't go to dinner, we can't go to movies, we can't travel. So during COVID, we've been in our houses, and it's our safe place. It's really, really special. And we need to tell everybody about that. We can't just serve one sector of our community. We have to serve everybody and teach everybody about that, because that makes our communities better. And that's what I really want. I mean, as a lifelong Kansas Cityan, I want Kansas City to grow and be better, and to be diversified, so that we can see everything that everybody does, and make sure that everybody enjoys the benefits of walking across that threshold and saying, I am home. I can take my shoes off and put on my slippers and relax, because
Right.
this is it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a challenge, and like I've told you before, this is not a daily or a weekly or a monthly thing. This is forever. We are committed to doing this and helping everybody of color learn how to buy and sell their homes. And so this will be a lifelong initiative of ReeceNichols.
That's amazing.
All right, my last one for you. You're known for innovative marketing. You got all kinds of stuff you do, and sold by Colby, and every year you have a different magnet that you come out with, and you do a lot of different things. What's your wildest idea that you've ever thought about or implemented? And tell me, did it work or did you implement it?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's hilarious. First of all, thank you. I appreciate that. So I've had a lot of really dumb marketing ideas, which, some I've implemented, some I haven't. But I want to tell you one before I tell you my real vision. When I first started, a decade ago, whenever I was showing houses, I was a buyer's agent. I fantasized this totally tailored chauffeur experience. Okay, you'd have a limo would show up, the agent and the buyers would be in the back, and they'd have the snacks and the drinks, and they'd have a TV with a reel of what the next house is. Look at the MLS sheet, look at the photos, look at the disclosures, and just arriving. And of course, the driver has the map, has the schedule, gets us there on time, maybe even opens the door. And I think about this, and I'm this really benefited me as an agent more than anyone else. But honestly, I think my biggest vision or biggest idea, which of course sounds ridiculous now, is TV. I've always loved video. I love video marketing, and I feel like there's a huge opportunity on television. And think about it this way: how many agents just in ReeceNichols do we have that sell incredible houses. They know how to negotiate a deal. The art of negotiation is strong with so many agents. It's not just something to get you by. It's an art, right, that we really enjoy. I feel like agents in our market deserve to be showcased. What's the difference between LA and New York, right?
Right.
I mean, I feel like there's a huge opportunity there.
Oh, so $1 Million Homes KC by Colby Lewis.
There you go.
All right.
There
Or
you
Colby
go.
Venegas now.
You say it correctly though, so you get a point on that. You
Okay,
say
good.
the new last name correctly.
Good.
Yeah. So, okay, so my turn. So one of the things that I've been really fortunate to do is work with some really exciting upper bracket homes in my career. And one thing that you launched in 2020 was the signature brand within ReeceNichols. And I'm just curious, what do you think from a seller's perspective, even from an agent's perspective, do you think it makes a difference?
Most definitely. So we are by far the market leader in houses above $1 million, 40+%. And depending upon the market, we're even more than that. But most of the time, we're 40+%. And then there was some new brands coming in that were touting themselves as luxury brands. Well, we want to be known. We want to be the market leader. We want to do things at the cutting edge and make sure our agents have everything they need to sell whatever price bracket. And so the marketing department and I sat down and we said, what can we do to differentiate ourselves from everybody else? Yeah, the ReeceNichols sign is known throughout all of our communities as standing for ethics and great customer service. But what can we do to set ourselves apart? And that's where we came up with Signature. Is like, let's differentiate this sign. Let's differentiate how it looks on our web platform. Let's give a different presentation to these buyers and sellers so they know that we're taking even more precautions and we're doing even more for you in that luxury market. It's proven itself. We were right at 40, now we're like 43 to 44%. We continue to grow, and it really has made a difference in our marketing and what we've done, how we've attracted more buyers and sellers in the luxury market. And really that's our mission as a corporate team, is like, how can we develop programs, develop tools, do more and more stuff so that our agents are far and away more prepared than everybody else through training, through whatever else we're doing marketing. We've got the Gold Key program coming up, a partnership with Ronald McDonald House. We've got a partnership coming with Parisi Coffee. We're doing stuff with 810 Radio. We're going to look at local things all throughout our communities and say, what can we do to partner with people so that we give our agents all the benefits and all the power so that they're going to win listings, they're going to win buyers, and they're going to continue to grow their business. And we'll continue to grow ours. It does.
It matters.
It does. And that's where the partnership between agents and a great company work. And so we help to make everybody's path easier and better.
That's exciting. That's super exciting.
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Colby.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Congratulations on another great year in 2020, and I wish you all the best for 2021.
Appreciate that. Thanks,
All right.
Mike.